Hey guys, Ghost here. So the first Battlefield 2042 technical gameplay session took place today, and as predicted, people have already started to leak footage all over Reddit and YouTube. So in this video I want to cover some of the things I've spotted while watching that footage. Now, for obvious reasons, I'm not going to include any of the actual footage in my video, but if you really want to see it, it isn't very difficult to find. But I will stress to you guys that this is an alpha build of the game. It's pretty jittery, the graphics aren't finished, and there are a lot of bugs most likely as well. Add to that the fact that whoever recorded and uploaded the leaked footage absolutely trashed the quality, so don't judge the game based on what you see in those leaks. But anyway, let's get into it. So the playtest takes place on the map Orbital, and there are 6 different sectors to capture: radar, assembly, cryoplant, crawlerway, launchpad and checkpoint. There are quite a few vehicles available to use, and in one video we see a soldier use the call-in system, which looks like it's bound to the B key on PC. So from that menu you can call in the following vehicles: the Ranger, aka the robot dog, 2 light vehicles, the LAT-V4, which is like a transport jeep, and the M5C Bolt, which is the Ripsaw lookalike with the tracks. And then there's 3 heavy vehicles, the M1A5 tank, the EBAA Wildcat, which looks like the IFV for the US side, and an MAV, which I didn't actually see in use, but the icon for it looks pretty similar to the Amtrak from Battlefield 4. Now, outside of those vehicles, on the deployment screen you could also spawn in an F-35E Panther, the US jet, an MV-38 Condor, which is the futuristic looking Osprey, an MD-540 Nightbird, aka the Little Bird, and an Apache attack helicopter. I'll also say that on the deployment screen you can see that there is a maximum of 16 ground vehicles per team at any given time. I'm not sure on the air vehicles, but I definitely saw at least 2 or 3 jets flying around at a time. Now, as for the flight mechanics, well, unfortunately the specific video of those was the absolute worst quality of the lot, but I did see a little bit of piloting in the Apache and an F-35. So the helicopters seem to be able to turn and pivot much faster than the ones from BF4, but firing the rocket pods seem to take about twice as long, I would say, as it would in BF4, so I'm not really sure what the point is behind that. Maybe it's to give your target a chance to react or something. As for the F-35, honestly the jets sounded amazing, both whilst piloting them and from the soldier's perspective on the ground, but it looks like they were moving incredibly slowly through the air. Although bear in mind that this could have just been down to the fact that the pilot simply didn't know the mechanics and he was just flying slow. I also saw a Nightbird taking off from the ground, and it seemed to have a similar amount of takeoff delay as the scout helis from BF4. Now, there was also a fair amount of tank gameplay, and honestly, they're looking pretty good. Tanks are now much faster than in previous Battlefield games, and can scale much steeper gradients than previously possible. So it seems the days of getting your tank embarrassingly stuck are now gone. I also didn't notice the turret turn delay like we saw in the Portal trailer, you know, the one that's present in BF5, but I could be wrong on that. It may just kick in if you do like a complete 180. They still have infinite ammo and a rangefinder built into the hood. There were also no enter or exit vehicle animations, you just hop in and out just like you do in BF4. Now, for the secondary gunner seat I saw zoom optics in use, and there was also a 3-round burst grenade launcher you could equip instead of the machine gun. Alright, moving on, let's talk a little bit about infantry. All in all, the TTK seemed pretty decent in my mind, not too long, not too short, and overall I would describe the gunplay as most similar to that of Battlefield 5. We also saw the slide mechanic in use a good deal too. The kill feed was the same one we saw in the Portal trailer where a name just pops up. Personally, I'm not a massive fan of that, but perhaps it's just placeholder. And when your soldier dies, the same system as with Battlefield 5 is present, where you press one button to call out for a revive, or the other to dismiss the prompt and let yourself die. The spotting system also seems to be very similar to that of Battlefield 5. You can spot vehicles if you see them, and you can mark areas on the map. Now, the plus system is very fast, just like we saw in the trailer, and the hotkey for that is T. There was also quite a lot of footage of the specialist McKay using his grappling hook. This thing looks absolutely amazing. You can grapple onto basically anything, and the extra movement it provides you just looks super handy, although it doesn't have a ton of range. Now, in terms of destruction, I didn't really see much of that except for a few small craters in the ground, but once again this is only an alpha, but yeah, so far destruction doesn't seem to be a big thing in 2042. All the optics also provided that cool blur effect whenever you ADS like they have in Modern Warfare. I love that, so really nice to see that in Battlefield. As for the weapons, we saw a few of those. First up, for the assault rifles, we had the M5A3 and the AK-24, the SWS-10 bolt-action sniper rifle, for SMGs, the K30, aka the Vector, and the PBX-45. The LMG available was the LCMG, and then there was the DM7 DMR and the MCS-880 shotgun. The only secondary I saw was the G57. In terms of gadgets, I didn't see anybody using a launcher or an RPG of any kind. Everyone seemed to be running ammo crates or medic crates, so I think most of the gadgets were actually turned off. So that's it, guys. Most of the stuff I saw was from the US side, so there's probably a ton of Russian weapons and vehicles in there too, and who knows, maybe in the days to come we'll learn what those are as well. Before I end here, please do take this all with a pinch of salt. I can't say that enough. I really want to reiterate that. You know, I am doing, but I do have to say that so far from what I've seen, Battlefield 2042 is looking to be quite a lot of fun. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more Battlefield, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.